Hi everyone. This video we're going to talk about the powered device in a PoE system. When in a PoE system, we use the PoE technology to transmit both power and data through one single Ethernet cable. It is much more safer because when we install the IP devices, all we're contacting is the Ethernet cable. And the PoE technology has lowered the voltage for able human contact, so we won't get harmed by it. Also, the PoE technology all complies to the IEEE 02.3 standard. In this case, every kind of device connected, which PoE device, they can connect to each other really easily. The data exchange is very thorough. This is why we see a lot of PoE systems used in IP camera systems or wireless access point systems because they can set up the connection really easy. Now, in a PoE system, there are usually two parts: power supply, power sourcing equipment, and a powered device. For these two parts, we're going to talk about the powered device. If you want to know about the power sourcing equipment, you can check my previous video. So a powered device, it is usually an IP device or any kind of device which will receive the PoE signal to function. And usually there are two kinds of devices. One is a midway powered device, and then it's a terminal powered device. The midway power device is like it receives the PoE signal, but the PoE signal does not stop here. It will repeat and go further on to more IP devices. These are usually applied in like a PoE powered switch, a PoE extender. So, because after they reach these PoE devices, they will not stop, they'll go on to further devices. And then the other are terminal devices. Terminal devices are like our IP camera, our wireless access points, or VoIP phones. These devices will receive the PoE signal to function, and that's where the PoE signal stops. Also, there is a really special device, the PoE Splitter. The PoE Splitter will receive the PoE signal and split it into a stream of power and data. This is most always used in a system where the powered device right here, the terminal power device, is not PoE standard. If it's not a non-PoE standard device, it cannot receive the power. It only receives data because there's not an initial handshake, and that's mostly the problem we need to solve is to power it up as well. So with a PoE splitter, after the PoE signal reaches it, it will be split into two streams of power and data. Then we can connect it like this. Imagine this is a non-PoE device. So the power cable goes here, then the Ethernet cable goes here. After that, voila, the IP camera, the non-PoE IP camera will now be powered up. And then it's our powered, the terminal power device are like our IP cameras, like I said. And let's now take a look at the midway power devices. The midway power devices, first we're going to talk about the PoE extender. It's really easy to understand. It extends and repeats the PoE signal it receives and to let it go for another 100 meters. Because PoE signals, they can only go 100 meters due to the IEEE 02.3 protocol. After 100 meters, the transmission will be weakened and it will be worthiness. So that's why if we want to go over 100 meters, usually we will need a PoE extender to repeat the signal for another 100 meters. And this one is a one input, one output PoE extender. This one is a one input, two output PoE extender. There's a lot of models in the market. It depends on how you want to extend the signal. And a very special device is this PoE powered switch. You can understand it as a very advanced PoE extender because extenders, they only repeat the signal. This one can work as a data exchanging machine in the field, like a PoE switch. So a PoE powered switch will act as both power sourcing equipment and powered device. It receives PoE signals through a port, and it will harness the energy, the power, and power itself up. Then it will redistribute the PoE signals to all the other ports, and the other ports will work as PoE ports to supply IP devices like our camera or our VoIP phones or wireless access points. So there's always an uplink port that receives the PoE signal, and then it will turn into a power sourcing equipment, providing power for other devices. The cool part is when it receives that power, it doesn't need an extra power source for it. So it can just harness the power from our PoE signal coming here. Although we do have power outlets right here. If you want to use an extra power source, it's okay. We give you this choice. You can use it right here. So this is a very convenient and special device. Usually we'll have like 4 ports or 7 ports of PoE-Powered Switch, and they can all reach like 1,000 megabits per second. Some will even have like 30 watts high power PoE ports. So that's our midway powered device. And our terminal power device, no need to say that much. Like our IP cameras, they receive the PoE signals to function, and then they will work properly and transmit signals back to our PoE switch or our router. And this splitter, we talked about it earlier, and also like our pen tilt zoom cameras or our post machines or some like display tablets. These are non-PoE devices. That's when we use the splitter. Most of like our devices in the market, a lot of them are not really new technology, so they do have to use a PoE splitter to adapt PoE-Technologie because they were built or invented years ago. So they're basically non-PoE devices. All right, that's pretty much it for our power device today. If you guys have any more questions about the power device, you can leave them at the section below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.